What's up, Moto Buddies? Bonus points if you know whose intro that is, and if you don't know, you should know. So that intro belongs to Mike from Taco Moto. If you're not already following them, you should. When I got into this dual sport thing, I was lucky enough to stumble across Taco Moto, and I kind of looked to him for advice. They seem to be some of the most knowledgeable people in this dual sport enduro off-road world. Point of all that being is I bought this based on the recommendation of Mike at Taco Moto. Unfortunately, they were sold out for the Honda, so I went directly to the manufacturer to get it. But either way, we've got it. I had no intentions on making a video. When it showed up, I said I've got to show people this. So I'll ask that you excuse the mess on the workbench. I'm about to start another project that you guys are going to see. But I wanted to show you this side by side. Let me spin this around so they're the same orientation. I wanted to show you the difference in these two skid plates. So this is the factory skid plate that was on my 23 Honda CRF 450 RL. I just got back from a ride at Iron Mountain. That video will be going up very soon, so go ahead and subscribe so you can check that out. I have a lot to say about that place. But guys, just look at the coverage difference already in these two. This is insane. Also, this is not all. So I did splurge the extra money. I think I spent $160 roughly total for the skid plate and then this little bonus tail section that covers your shock linkage. And I will show you all this on the bike, but I wanted to show you the skid plate. This thing is insane. So the reason I prefer this one over the metal, not a huge deal to some, but to me it makes a lot of difference. The noise. The aluminum ones, when rocks smack it, I don't know, it just does something to my soul. Even though I know my bike was protected, it feels like there's still going to be something. So then the next mile or two that I'm riding, I'm looking down, looking for oil spilling and stuff, just because I heard that noise. Also, the metal ones, if you're going over obstacles, big rocks and stuff, they're just going to drag. So this is a plastic material. I'll throw the real name for this kind of plastic up on the screen right now because I can't think of it off the top of my head. But think of it like a cutting board material. So that's going to glide over stuff a whole lot easier than that metal would. Now I also want to point out the thickness difference. Actually, you know what? Let's get scientific on this one. Okay, so you have your Molecule coming in at 7 millimeters thickness. This is almost a joke, but we're going to do it anyway. So the stock one is 3.5. Sorry, the camera won't focus on it. So literally double the thickness. So you have probably more than double the coverage and double the thickness. Now here's a shot of the stock skid plate on the bike. If you've got this bike, obviously you know, but this is just showing you the coverage or lack thereof on the bike. And yes, it's hanging down. I didn't have the rear bolt. I threw it back on just to show you guys this clip. Now, I have not installed this skid plate, obviously, as of yet, but I have put the brackets together. It comes with brackets, comes with really good instructions, which a lot of companies don't do. So shout out to Molecule Motorsports again for really solid directions. So as you can see, step 2 is installing the brackets onto the frame, and then you install your skid plate onto the brackets. So let me knock that out super quick, and then I'll show you what that looks like on the bike. Okay, so here is the hardware on the bike. That's the front bracket, and there's your rear bracket. Yeah, it's nasty under there, I know. I did want to point out, so that is the factory hardware that was holding on the factory skid plate, and they send hardware to install these brackets. And the reason I went with factory is just for the head of the bolt. So that is a 10 mil, which there is a ton of on this bike. They send one of these Torx heads, which I do like, but they're a T30, and I don't have a lot of that on my bike. I'm not even sure where I do have any of that. So just for if I ever needed to take that off in a pinch, I will always have a 10 mil on me, even though the running joke is the 10 mil is the one that runs away. either way, I went with the factory hardware. I don't see any issues with that clearance-wise or anything. So I'll throw the skid plate on and confirm that for you. If you don't have a heat gun, you will absolutely need a hair dryer, blowtorch, some type of heat source. That's because this thing requires a decent amount of manipulation to get everything bolted on. So it uses those automotive style clips. So it's just a metal clip that has the threads on it that slides over the bracket. Getting both of those started requires this to be obviously pretty straight, and mine was not at the right angle. So I took the heat, put it here, bent it to the angle where I needed it, and even as I was screwing it in, I continued to apply heat with the hair dryer just to get it to pull in tight where I wanted it. And then very much so the case down here for these fasteners, because that piece was basically straight that covers the linkage, and obviously that's never going to work. It was creating too much of a gap here. So same thing, as I'm screwing those fasteners in, I'm applying heat and it worked like a charm. That's just a pro tip for you guys installing it, otherwise you're going to fight it. But let's check this coverage. Obviously the stock one did absolutely nothing for the linkage. This one's pretty good. I may heat it, try to get it to form up just a little bit more. Literally just for cosmetics, it's completely fine like that. But as you can see, your water pump pretty much completely covered from the front of this bike right here. A lot more frame protection. Not only coverage wise, but thickness wise as well. Move around to the other side so you can see, you know, right here where your oil filter goes, same thing, a ton of protection right here. So for the money, I gotta say, man, like quality, fit and finish, protection, looks, I feel like Molecule's got it all. And like I said in the beginning of the video, that's not my cat, by the way. Make yourself at home, bro. So anyway, as I was saying in the beginning of the video, I did pay for this. I think it was like 160 bucks. If that's not exactly right, I'll throw the price up on the screen again right now. But for peace of mind, for protection, I feel like Molecule is the way to go. That's it for this one, guys. Like I said, I had no intentions on making a video on this part, but when it showed up, I thought it was awesome, so I thought I would share it with you. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.